My viewers, how are you this beautiful morning, the Thursday of November, date 14? How are you blessed? Are you looking forward? How are you looking forward to the day, and how are you commanding your morning this day? Remember, we've been in a series since Monday where we've been talking about commanding your morning, and yesterday we got to discuss also one way you can always look forward to God answering our prayers is also by going through what you are praying and also giving thanks even in advance before the thing has happened. Yesterday we really dived into giving thanks to God even concerning the book of Psalms 103 verse 1 all the way to verse 9, where we got to see where we can bless my soul, oh my bless the Lord, oh my soul, and everything that is within me, bless his holy name. We went ahead and saw the ways, or rather the reason we were supposed to bless the Lord. One of it is the fact that he renews us. Another thing was the fact that, you know what, God is slow to anger. Those were things that if you look really back on the things that you've done and the places that you've been, my Lord, the only thing that you can go ahead and tell God is thank you. You know what? Thank you, Lord, for being my shield, for being my everything, for being for exempting me. There were so many presents and so many things that would have taken me, would have caused me to go down. But Lord, you've held me steadfast by your love. Your love is steadfast. We saw all that in the book of Psalms 103, and I hope that you're still meditating upon it. But before we dive in, I am your host, Wairimu Gashoya, and today we are about to look into when life overwhelms you. Now, you see, we often say that when you are in this world, as long as you are in this world, you have to command your spaces. Yes, and it is true, but that does not exempt the presence of faith does not exempt the fact that at times you will feel overwhelmed. But now when you do so, I want you to remember, even Jesus got overwhelmed at a point. And that's why he goes to the Garden of Gethsemane. And while he is there, he's telling God, you know what? If only you could remove this cup of suffering from me. Automatically, he's not doing that because he's at a peak of his life. He's doing that because his heart is overwhelmed. And one way that we can rather go to God when you are overwhelmed is through prayers. Again, we've been speaking about prayers over and over again. And even when we look the life of Jesus, he is at Gethsemane to pray for strengthening. Yesterday when we were looking at the book of Psalms, we also spoke of strengthening, like God strengthens us again. And that's why we're looking at it as the renewal of our youth. You see, when you are at a certain age, you do not act like when you did at your morning years. Life is divided in four sections, whereby 0 to 25, you are in your morning stages of life. And at that particular time in life, you have every kind of energy to go through your life. You are even allowed, by nature you are allowed to make mistakes. Why? Because your energies are out there. You are into exploring this, exploring that. You are into touching this and touching that. But now when you move from 26 all the way to 50, you are now in your what we call your afternoon session. At that particular moment, your life goes in stages. Now, the same way, when the Bible tells us he will renew us, now picture yourself at the age of 50, being renewed. Basically, you're being transformed to your years of strength, to your years of energy, the years where you could bounce back and do things and be strengthened again. But that is God for us. So when we are overwhelmed, we are looking into God and telling him, you know what, God, renew me at this particular space in my life. Renew me at this particular stage in my life. I desire to walk in your path. I desire to be held by you. I desire to walk in your presence because I am weak at this particular moment and I am overwhelmed at this particular moment. God, strengthen me. God, renew me. And sometimes when you're overwhelmed also, you could get to a moment of panic. Yeah, you're told in the book of Romans, we are told, yes, I think so, where we are told, do not be anxious for anything, but in everything give thanks to God. So also when you get yourself going through the overwhelming, what the Bible is reminding us, don't be anxious. Don't go ahead panicking. Don't go ahead thinking, where's my body going to feel this? Where's my body going through these transgressions? Don't panic. Do not panic. Let the peace of God be your strength. Let God guide you. Let God transcend over you. And in all understanding, let him take charge of you. Let him guard your heart and your mind in Jesus Christ. Let him be your shield that you're going to lean on, even on your times of overwhelming, even on your times of distress. Sometimes also when you're in prayer, the Bible reminds us to cast our anxiety unto him, to cast our burdens unto him, to cast our thoughts and everything unto God. Why? When we cast unto him, he cares. He cares for you and for me. Yesterday, when we were going through, and I'll keep on referencing because in a way or another, they look similar. Yesterday, when we were looking at it, we saw that he is a merciful God. He is a merciful God, and we even got to see several times where we're told God has a steadfast love for you and for me. So if someone really cares for you, if someone really goes ahead and is marveled at your space, now kindly, at that particular moment, cast your anxiety unto him. Sometimes we want to take everything on our shoulders, and that's why life really takes us down. But if only you and I know the power that we have, know the power that we hold, then at that particular time, you are going to be in a steadfast place. You are going to be immovable. You are going to be strengthened again and again. My fellow brothers and sisters, this morning, are you looking at God as your source of strength? Are you looking at God as your source of everything in you? Are you looking at God as the author, the beginner and the finisher of your life? I want you to look at God as the only thing that is there to help you, to strengthen you, to hold you, to be your shield in anything that you desire. You see, when doing life, you also stand by faith. You are there by faith. You are there with faith. And having faith, again, I said some time ago, I said having faith does not deny the fact that there will be challenges in life. There will be challenges in your spaces. So faith is not ignoring that these things will be there. Faith is understanding that, you know what, as much as they are there, as long as they are there, but I'm still having a greater being that is going to hold me steadfast. Faith is the confidence in God, the confidence in understanding that my God is greater at this particular space, that my God is greater in this life, that my God is going to strengthen me, that my God will hold me steadfast, that my God will be with me even in this space, that my God, that if I keep on trusting on God, if I keep on trusting in the everlasting God, then automatically he is going to renew me. He is going to bless me. He is going to hold me steadfast. He is going to be my shield. He is going to remember me even in this moment and even in this space. My brothers and my sisters, this morning and this space in the life that we do have, I am reminding you, please, the anxieties that you have today, the life that you're going through today, the activities that you are doing today, please take them to the Lord in prayer. Take them to the Lord in prayer. Let him be your shield. Let him be your everything. Let him be your guide. Let him be your protector. Let him guide you. So I'm here to remind you this morning, please do not be overwhelmed and feel that you have nowhere else to run to. Please do not be overwhelmed and feel like you are broken, in need of God's repairance, or rather beyond God's repairance, sorry. Hold him. Let him guide you. Let him protect you. Let him shield you. Let him remind you that, you know what? You are my daughter. And yesterday we kept on repeating this over and over, again and again. I don't know why the Lord keeps on reminding us that he loves us. Yet, even when you look at the word of God, and then many times the word love has been mentioned, because he knows that you and I are prone at a point to feel discouraged, to feel downcasted. Now, how else can we deal with life when you feel overwhelmed? We've taken it to the Lord in prayer. We've remembered the faith that God has kept in us. Now, you have friends. Don't let things burden you alone. You have friends, trusted friends. There was a time we said we have even the council of elders that can hold you, that can talk to you and tell you, you know what, my brother and my sister, it is well at this particular time. The Bible says, go tell the righteous, it is well with their souls. And this morning I'm here to remind you, it is well in that situation that you are in. It may look like things will never, ever, ever, ever change for you. But I'm here to remind you that it is well. It is well, my brother and my sister. It is well for your soul. It is well for the space that you are in. It is well in every activities that you do, because the Lord is gracious and he is going to bless you. He's going to increase in you. He's going to favor you. He's going to shield you. So let us understand where you're watching us from. Let us also get your comments and your feedbacks. Well, they are so important to us. They make our services and our ministry a whole different level. If you just go ahead and comment, if you just go ahead and share, if you just go ahead and like our pages, and our ministration will be able to reach thousands and thousands out there, so that at the end of it all, we can bring all the glory back to God, and we can tell him, it is not us that we are in this space, but you, oh Lord. So take charge and take lead. Remember the other time I told you that we are all able differently, whereby you can be a reverend, you can be an evangelist, you can the fivefold ministry. But even if you feel that you do not stand in the space, you can go ahead and become a minister of the gospel by just go ahead and sharing the content that we do give unto you, by just go ahead and liking the content that we do give you, and for that all, which God shall receive all the glory. So I hope you're following us on our Twitter handles, our Facebook handle, our Instagram pages, whereby we go by the truthtv.kenya in every single platform of us. So as we are about to go take a break, I want to believe that even if you're overwhelmed, you are casting your troubles to God. You are taking it to the Lord. You are speaking to someone. Don't allow yourself to be an island. Go to the Lord. Talk to him. Go to your friends. Let them be your shoulder at the moment. Because one thing I know is that God shall strengthen you even in this season. See you after this break.
We may be knocked down, but we are never knocked out. J.B. Phillips. Sometimes in life there are catastrophes that overwhelm us. Hard Pressed But Not Crushed by Reverend Elijah Mwangi is a book that will encourage you not to break under the weight and pressures of this world. To get this book, contact 0722-487-121 at 500 Kenyan shillings. That is 0722-487-121 at 500 Kenyan shillings. Literacy is a bridge from misery to hope. God bless you.
You've not touched your dial as we are about to go into our inspiration video. And as always, please, I hope you have your pen and paper ready, because the nuggets of wisdom that we're going to get out of here are worth the watch, are worth your time. Take time into diving into it.
Step in your dreams. When you wake up in the morning, look at your goals. Your goals gonna tell you what time to get up. Are you hearing me? Your goals gonna tell you who you should be hanging out with. And people ask me questions all the time. Eric, should I do this? Should I do that? I can't tell you, but your goals gonna tell you how much sleep do you need. You might not need to get up at 3 o'clock in the morning for your goals. I don't know, but your goals are going to define what time you get up, how you live your life, how you move, when you say yes, when you say no. Like when you write your goals down, you will know, no, can't do it. Yep, that's for me. Are you hearing me? So write it down and keep writing it down over and over and over. What do you want? Look, you eat however you want to eat. You do whatever you want to do, right? And you don't know what you want. When you're not clear on what you want, like you get up whenever you feel like it, you don't have no drive, you don't have no passion. And so when people ask me, where your passion come from? Where your drive come from? I know what I want. And every single day I wake up, boom, and I go pursue it. Every single day. How far will your will take you this year? Because there's some things in life you're not going to get. They're not coming to you. You got to go take it. There's some stuff that you can't even just earn by doing the good thing, doing the right. Listen to me. There's some stuff, if you're going to get it, you got a will to get it. It will happen. It will come to pass. But it's not going to happen at your desk, like at your job. It's not going to happen in the basement at your crib. It's not going to happen with you in the bed dreaming about it. It's not going to happen with you in the shower thinking about it. There's some stuff, and I'm telling you from experience, you know I was homeless and a high school dropout. You know that, right? You know I was eating out of garbage cans. And people say, how did you get to where you are? I willed it. Because some things only come with heart, with will. Until you work on your will, stop giving up and stop quitting and stop giving in every time stuff get hard. December is going to look just like last December to you. Life will break you if your will ain't strong. Every day matters. So be phenomenal or be forgotten. Now we got to keep climbing. We got to keep moving. We got to keep going. You're not where you are because you don't have an opportunity. The reason why I've been telling you don't be average, don't be good, try to be great, then be phenomenal. The reason why I told you that is because, listen to me, you got to understand. You have to understand if you stay average and you stay good, you'll never get to where you're trying to get to. Great is about growth. It's about going from the Wright brothers to the small little plane to a 757. Are you hearing me? There's 757 in you, and you still operating on the Wright brothers plane. And I'm telling you, if you average, you're gonna be forgotten. If you good, you're gonna be forgotten. Nobody's gonna remember you. Listen to me, you gotta get away, you gotta run from average like a plague. And then when you get to good, you gotta make up in your mind that good is only going to be for a few moments. It's just a platform. You're gonna get out of good and you're gonna go to great. And then you're gonna be like your boy, man, for real. I'm trying to transition. I'm trying to go from great, man. Look, you see it. This your dream, this your goal. And so you gotta make an investment in it. If you need 10 grand, you make the investment, right? Stop asking people to sponsor your dream, to make your goal become a reality, to babysit your child, to rear up that what was birthed in you, to take care of it. Listen to me, stop begging. Invest in yourself. And I'm gonna tell you something. If you invest in yourself, what you will discover is that other people will invest in you. But I'm telling you, ain't nothing gonna change if you can't see it. So I ask you a question. What do you want? And I ask you, what do you want? Because the days you don't feel like getting up out the bed, the days you feel like quitting, giving up and giving in, listen to me, the only thing that's going to get you up out that bed, the only thing that's going to make you strive past that obstacle, get past that brick wall, and it's coming. The only thing that's going to make you get up and do what you're supposed to do is what you see. You got something special inside of you. You're not only a special person created at a special time, you have something special in you, and this is the year where you do special things. All right, so this is the year to do the impossible. I need you to drive possible. What do I mean when I say drive possible? I mean, okay, let me give you an example, right? You got a tree, right? If you hit a tree, I'm talking about a big oak tree. If you hit an oak tree 1,000 times in 1,000 different spots, what's going to happen? Absolutely nothing. But if you hit an oak tree 1,000 times in the exact same spot, you know what's going to happen? You're going to bring it down. You're going to do the impossible. So what I need you to do for me, Monday, I need you to do the possible. Tuesday, I need you to do the possible. Wednesday, I need you to do the possible. Thursday, I need you to do. Friday, I need you to do the possible. Saturday, Sunday, I need you to do the possible. We're going to drive it home. What am I talking about? I'm talking about being consistent. I'm talking about regularity. Listen to me. I'm talking about consistency. Once you can get that momentum going, once that momentum gets going, boom, there's no telling where you can go. So the first level was all about you, Understand there's nothing you can't do. There's nothing you can't add. There's nothing you can't be. But that's over now. Now we got to build on that. What are you willing to sacrifice to get what you want? What are you willing to give up? You want to be the best at your company. You want to make more money than you've ever made. You want to travel the world. I don't know. You want to build your second home. I'm not sure what you want, but I need you to understand that you got to give something. You can't stay where you are and go where you're trying to go. And that's the problem. Many of you love your comfort zone too much. You love it. You love security too much. And I'm telling you can stay where you are. You can. But you can't stay where you are and try to go where you're going. So what sacrifices this year are you willing to make? What are you willing to let go of? What are you willing to give up? Right? What are you willing to part ways with? Right? All right. And so that's why we say you got to want this thing as bad as you want to breathe. But before you can want it as bad as you want to breathe, you got to know what you want. For real, I've been out of the country. I did that. I got the passport. I seen the world. I did that. I got the degree. I did it. I've been there, done that. I'm married. Yep. Got the house. Yep. Picket fence. Yep. 2 kids. Yep. I got it. And now I'm trying to let other people taste it. I'm trying to let other people feel what it feels like to break a cycle. I'm trying to let other people feel what it feels like to make their dreams become a reality. Are you hearing me? Don't nobody else gotta see what you see, but you gotta see it, and you gotta see it clearly. So and when I say see it, hear what I'm saying. I'm not talking about visual. I'm talking about in your mind. I'm talking about using your imagination. Like, you ain't gotta pay for that. There's no limits. There's no boundaries. Like, stop letting people stop you. Stop letting people tell you, Eric, if I was you, I wouldn't do it. You ain't me. You're not me, so of course you don't see it. Of course you don't think it can be done. Why? Because you can't do it, but just because you can't do it don't mean I can't do it. And they not hating. Stop calling them haters. They just don't see what you see. They're not in your mind. And then when I talk about seeing it, I'm not just talking about your imagination. I'm talking about purposing in your heart, like believing and having faith. 100% that whatever it is you set out to do, that you can do it, that you got everything you got what it takes to do it. You are unique, you are special, you listen to me, you were designed in a way that nobody else was designed. When that blueprint was made for you, listen to me, they threw it out. There's nobody else like you, so you gotta do me a favor, you gotta believe it. This ain't about today. This ain't about tomorrow. This is about every day. Why? Because every day matters. And when you learn to perfect every single day, you're going to wake up and see yourself doing things you never thought were possible.
Very much welcome. How was the inspiration video for you? Because for me, my take home was life is not served on a silver platter. Now, can you ponder on that for a minute and think, then you need to go out there and work hard. You need to go out there and look for your sources of income. You need to go out there. If you really need to work on change, then you need to step out of your comfort zone and go get the other side. It is often said that an extra road is seldom traveled. So, are you willing to take the chance? Please do, as we dive in for a short break. Thank you.
Welcome to Annie Planet, where the wonders of the animal kingdom come to life. Join us on a thrilling adventure as we explore the untamed beauty of nature and witness the extraordinary lives of creatures big and small. From the mighty jungles to the vast oceans, Annie Planet takes you on a journey beyond imagination. Get ready to embark on a wild ride filled with captivating stories, stunning visuals, and fascinating facts about our planet's incredible inhabitants. Annie Planet, where every creature has a tale. Don't miss out on the adventure. Every Monday to Friday at 11 a.m. only on Truth TV. Salvation is the most valuable gift given to us by God, and we ought to commit to growing in God's Word. Understanding Salvation by Reverend Elijah Mwangi is a resourceful book that will equip and establish your growth in salvation. This book is written to assist you in your journey with Christ, and through Scripture, gain the assurance of your salvation and grow deeper into a relationship with God. To get this book, contact 0722 487 121 at 300 shillings. That is 0722 487 121 at 300 Kenyan shillings. Equip and establish your growth in salvation. Welcome to Annie Planet, where the wonders of the animal kingdom come to life. Join us on a thrilling adventure as we explore the untamed beauty of nature and witness the extraordinary lives of creatures big and small. From the mighty jungles to the vast oceans, Annie Planet takes you on a journey beyond imagination. Get ready to embark on a wild ride filled with captivating stories, stunning visuals, and fascinating facts about our planet's incredible inhabitants. Annie Planet, where every creature has a tale. Don't miss out on the adventure. Every Monday to Friday at 11 a.m. only on Truth TV.
Truth TV, empowering you.
Welcome back to our third segment. Now, have you ever looked at your teeth? Have you ever wondered, am I supposed to even take care of my teeth? I know we take care of our body. We do some deos, we do some sprays, we do some mascara here and there for our faces if you're a lady, and you do some foundation to take care of your skin and everything. But how often do you take care of your teeth? Today on studio we have a doctor who's specialized basically to take care of our teeth. A dentist, you will call him. An amazing person that's going to dive into and tell us all about that we need to understand when it comes to our oral health. So Dr. Ed, how are you?
I'm fine, thank you.
How are you feeling this morning?
Thanks for having me.
Thank you for coming.
It's a real pleasure to be here.
Awesome.
Yes.
We are glad for you to have us. So as you look at the camera, please say hi to your viewers and tell them who you are.
Good morning. My name is Dr. Edward Kabubei. I'm born again and oral health practitioner. I'm a dentist by profession.
Nice one.
That means I help people to take care of their teeth and to preserve them for a lifetime.
Nice.
Yes.
Oh, so there's the preservation for the lifetime.
Yes, that's the goal. Remember that God gives us teeth. They are His creation. They are part of our body, as Janet has said. And my role is not just to treat teeth, but also to help you to care for your teeth so that you can keep them for as long as the good Lord intended.
I'm tempted to think when you say keeping them for as long as the good Lord intended, I do not refute from that. But now my question will be,
Yes.
now when you are wanangoa mapema, alafu wanekadhi nini, what happens?
Yes, we know there's a huge gap as far as oral health knowledge. So there are many who learn later in life.
Okay.
So one of the key things we try to do is to educate our patients. Even if you have lost some teeth, we try to help you and learn what caused it. And that's why we have a show like this, so that even the few that are left, you can preserve them.
Nice.
So it's never too late to start, and it's never too late to get help as far as getting your oral health in order.
Okay.
Yes.
Now, if you are from the environments of Nakuru or the surrounding environments, you'll, or rather, I've come to notice one thing. We have a similarity. When you smile, you don't need to tell people you've come from. You don't need to tell people that you've come from Nakuru. There's a I'm really not putting everybody in the box, but there is a distinct information out there concerning our teeth. What is that? The brown coloring on it. What is that?
The brown coloring that is common in Nakuru, Nakuru County, and significant parts of Baringo County as well, and other parts of Kenya, as we have seen over the years, is as a result of a condition known as dental fluorosis.
Fluorosis.
Yes. In the community, utasikia watu wakisema ni sababu ya maji ya chumvi.
Okay.
Yes. So
yeah, that's what we were told oftentimes.
Yes, maji ya chumvi. Because the underground water, especially in Nakuru County, is very high in a compound called fluoride. Yeah.
So that's the term, fluorosis.
Fluorosis.
Nice one.
Yes, fluoride fluorosis. So it's found in the ground, especially in the Rift Valley, because it's a volcanic area, especially around Nakuru. So you find there are very high concentrations. So it leaches into the underground water.
Okay.
So if you dig wells, if you dig boreholes, that water will have a very high content of fluoride.
Fluoride.
So if you take this water between from birth right up to the age of about 8 years, when the teeth are forming, you'll find that the teeth will end up with that brown discoloration that presents as dental fluorosis.
So is there any way to avert it now that the waters are there? We need water to drink, we need water to bathe, we basically need water. Is there a way to take care of yourself so that you don't end up with the dental fluorosis?
Yes, it's a major challenge. It is actually it's part of my life. It's maybe my life work, as I can put it. It's something that I'm really passionate about, but we have not made much progress.
Okay.
So there are several ways. We can look at it from a community level. Now, in terms of water sources, you know that people are digging boreholes and wells because there is not enough water.
Yes, sure.
So people don't have piped water.
Yes.
So we need to find fresh sources of water that people can access, because you can't tell people not to use water and yet they don't have access to clean water.
Yeah, sure.
So that would involve at all levels, at government level, at community level, and even at household level. You can harvest water,
Yeah.
okay, from your mabati roof and store it in a tank. Rainwater does not contain fluoride,
Okay.
but of course there is a challenge of harvesting. It's a bit expensive,
Yeah, sure.
but it's one of the ways. For households that live within the city, there are those that have access to bottled water. There are water kiosks that sell water that is not high in fluoride. We have seen many of them, especially in Naivasha, where you can buy water for cooking and drinking.
Okay.
It's a bit expensive, but for people living in urban areas, they may not be able to harvest rainwater. So they can use that for cooking and drinking. Then use the borehole or well water for washing dishes and other household uses.
So, Doc, what you're telling me is
Yes.
that even when I cook with this particular water,
Yes.
chances of my discoloration is high also.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Actually, it's exact. Fluoride and chloride. If you notice in your chemistry, in the periodic table, they are the same column.
Yeah, yeah.
So even if you boil maji ya chumvi, it just increases the concentration. So even for cooking, you will still ingest high quantities of fluoride.
Okay.
The other option is water defluoridation. Okay, there are several systems that have been developed. One of the good projects that was going on in Nakuru, I had a chance to visit 4 or 5 years ago that they closed, was the Catholic Diocese of Nakuru were developing some household defluoridation filters. Yes, they were using waste bone material. It's called bone char technology, where you would pour the high fluoride water and then it would slowly filter out. Unfortunately, they are not in operation right now, but those are some of the technologies, and we hope that if we can have more and more people coming up with them.
Okay.
There is also centralized defluoridation, where you can have a defluoridation plant from the main supply. I know like Naivasco had tried one, though it's not in use right now.
Okay.
Whereas now all the water that is going to be supplied to the community passes through that defluoridation system, so that the water that now goes to the households has lower fluoride.
Okay.
We also have household filters that are available, commercial filters that you can install either on the direct, like on the sink for the kitchen, where most water for cooking and drinking is used.
Yeah, sure.
And yes, I think those are the main ones.
The main ones that are out there.
Yes.
But now I'm in that space already.
Yes.
When growing up, we
Yes.
were told that nikisugua na makaa
Yes.
itaisha,
Yes.
or rather the color will
Yes.
will turn to white.
Yes.
Is it a myth?
Yes.
Or is it a myth and a misconception?
Yes.
Or it's a reality that those people with colored teeth
Yes.
can turn them to white? Is it a myth and misconception, or it is possible?
Unfortunately, it's a myth.
It's a myth.
Yes. The reason I am so passionate about dental fluorosis is that it is a permanent and irreversible condition.
Okay.
And we also need to know that in severe forms, you can also develop what we call skeletal fluorosis. The bones can also be affected.
Wow.
So it has been reported, I think there's an investigative journalist who did it a few years ago and showed in Baringo County, where you have elderly people who have very weak bones.
Yeah.
If you ingest very high levels, it will not only affect the teeth, it can also affect the bones.
Could it be then the reason why you'll hear someone no muna mgongo, no muna nini, and they are still young?
And they are still young.
Yeah.
Yes, I would not conclusively say that, but of course, if you saw that person with severe dental fluorosis, then of course I would have a high index of suspicion that also it may have affected their bone structure. Yes.
Nice one.
So it's not reversible, unfortunately.
So now that's said and done.
Yes.
Then when you're looking at the oral health, then it has its importance. What are some of the overall importance of then taking care of your teeth?
As I said, teeth play many key functions. First, the mouth is the doorway to the body.
Yeah, sure.
You are able to chew food properly. You are able to enjoy all food groups. So it's mandatory for you to have good nutrition. You need to be able to chew. People forget that digestion begins in the mouth.
Oh, The biology.
Yes,
Or it was
digestion
chemistry.
begins in the mouth. Exactly, yeah. So if you're not chewing your food properly also, then you can also develop other issues with the digestive system.
Okay.
Because that's the first step. You need to be able to chew your food properly. Your teeth also improve enable you to speak properly, okay? They maintain the dimensions of your face. Your smile is essential for social interaction. Your teeth are essential for good speech, to be able to pronounce your words properly. So oral health is quite integral.
The importance
to your overall health.
is strong.
Yes, yes.
Especially now when you talk about the smile, automatically I'm made to look at it as also it encourages me, or it boosts my self-confidence.
Absolutely.
Which is important in this world that we're living into.
Absolutely.
That is awesome. Doc, what are some of the misconceptions then that we've had, apart now from the whitening our teeth after the fluorosis? What are some of the misconceptions of oral hygiene that we do have out there in the society?
I think one of the common ones I've seen is when I interact with patients is that people don't seem to know the root cause of dental diseases. Okay. The two major common dental diseases which affect more than half of the world population are actually dental decay and gum disease. Okay. Yes. Dental decay and gum disease are actually caused by bacteria. So people forget that if I just extract this tooth, then I'll be okay. They forget that the bacteria that caused the problem is still there.
So it can go to the other.
It can go to the other
and
teeth.
The other.
It's probably affecting other teeth already. So similarly with gum disease. So it's not just a single tooth problem. You must look at your mouth as a whole. So like for dental decay, it's bacteria, the accumulation of what we call plaque. When we eat, the food remains stay on our teeth. If you don't clean, it forms layers. Okay? A mature layer. We nowadays call them biofilms because they are so complex. It's dirt that's layered over, saliva, and then now the bacteria have the perfect place to rest.
To rest
exactly.
and multiply.
And multiply.
Yeah.
So those bacteria of two types, they are those that cause tooth decay and those that cause gum disease. Okay? So tooth decay, the more sugar you take and the less you brush, the bacteria are able to produce acids that dissolve the hard part of your tooth, called the enamel, and slowly that's how you start to get a cavity.
A cavity.
For gum disease, on the other end, there are different subset of bacteria, but those ones, the body normally tries to fight them. But in that process of trying to fight those bacteria, the body overcorrects. So what you end up with is bleeding gums. Okay. So remember, when the body notices there's something unusual, it will
fight back,
increase the blood flow there. So you start to notice your gums bleeding, and if you don't address it, over time you start to notice your gums starting to move away from the teeth, what we call gum recession. Wow. Yes. Because in that conflict, the end result is something called inflammation, which results in the bone actually starting to shrink. So gum disease, what we call periodontitis, is actually the commonest cause of tooth loss among adults. Yes.
Yeah, sure.
Yes. For children, it's mostly the dental decay.
Wow. Yes. Are you people learning something? Because I'm shocked. I'm shocked to understand the magnitude of which my teeth could have been damaged just by the sheer lack of knowledge that we go through every day in our life. Now, because I really am into using my teeth until the good Lord decides to take me away, because I'm not losing my teeth anymore. Yes. Now, what are some of the nutritional ways that we can look into saving our teeth?
Okay. Yes. Thank you for that question, because we know that high sugar diets do play a significant role in increasing dental decay. And as I said, that's one of the sugar. The plaque is normally as a result of what we are eating.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay.
So if you have a high sugar diet, then of course that increases the sugar, the carbohydrates. We call them fermentable sugars.
Okay.
Bacteria like those simple sugars. Yeah, bacteria also like shortcuts. They don't like breaking down very difficult things like ngwashe, ndoma, no. No.
Ni mandazi hapa, mkate
glucose,
pale,
exactly, yeah.
sweet hapa.
Exactly, those two glucose-like things. Hizo vitu tamu tamu. Bacteria inapenda hizo because it's very easy for it to break them down.
break them down.
So we always talk about the timing and the frequency.
Okay.
Okay. And the stickiness. Sticky foods, chewing gum, toffee, those ones are high risk.
Because they are basically taking place.
Yes. Frequency. We're not saying don't eat sugary things, but if you are constantly eating sugary foods, you are increasing the volume of the sugars for the bacteria to act. And then timing.
Okay.
You want to have, if you must have sugar, we normally will tell even parents, let your child have a sugary food, like an ice cream or some chocolate, as a dessert after food. Why? Because when you eat, the volume of saliva in your mouth increases. So at that time, the saliva is actually God's natural way of reducing. It has what we call a buffering capacity. It neutralizes the acids of the bacteria. So after you eat, your mouth has a lot of saliva.
Yeah.
So even if you have ice cream or something like that,
it's going to be neutralized.
Then it's going to be neutralized. But if you are eating sweets, for example, at 10 o'clock, at 4 o'clock, because you feel like your mouth is dry, then that's high risk now for dental decay. If you are eating a lot of sugars at night in the evening, at night the volume of saliva reduces. So that means you are also increasing your risk of dental decay.
Wow.
And that's why we also tell parents to make sure to tell their children to brush their teeth before they go to bed. Yes. Because at night is actually when the bacteria have more time and there's less saliva, and that means there's higher risk of them developing decay.
Wow.
Yes.
I'm challenged now, especially when you come now to brushing our teeth.
Yes.
Then if you're looking at the nutrition value, then automatically we need to look into how we're brushing our teeth.
Yes.
Is there a specific way? Is there, like, should we brush it every time we eat? Or how often should we brush our teeth? And how do we get to brush our teeth?
Yes. We recommend that you brush your teeth at least twice a day.
Okay.
Okay. In the morning and especially at night.
So neza bounce asubuhi.
Exactly, yes. We know, if you must skip, it's better to skip the morning than to skip at night. Knowing what we know about how dental decay works.
Okay.
As far as brushing is concerned, we actually demonstrate to our patients. Next time you invite me, maybe you'll ask me to come with a model. So that we can show.
Yeah, yeah.
And it's a good question you have asked. Many people don't use the correct brushing technique.
Yeah, yeah.
So people are either using very hard toothbrushes or using very aggressive brushing force or using toothpaste maybe that are not ideal. And I know the question about toothpaste always comes about which is the best toothpaste.
I was about to ask, but now that you've preempted, can we ask?
Yes. We normally so the fluoride is a two-edged sword. Okay. Fluoride in the correct levels, even in water, when incorporated into our teeth, below a certain level, it's normally measured in parts per million, actually helps to strengthen the teeth. But when it's in excess, that's when we end up with this problem called dental fluorosis. So people will ask me, now you are saying fluoride is bad, but again, this toothpaste has fluoride. So I normally tell patients it works in two ways. There's a fluoride that's taken into the body and incorporated into the teeth.
Yeah.
If it's in the right amount, it actually strengthens the teeth. It's just like anything.
Okay.
If it's too much, that's when it causes the browning and the other things. In toothpaste, fluoride is actually antibacterial. Yes. The presence of fluoride in the toothpaste is actually inhibits bacteria.
Okay.
Yes. So do not be anxious about fluoridated toothpaste, the ones you see in the supermarket. those that are kept
They're
certified,
not harmful.
They are not harmful.
Okay.
So switching to a non-fluoridated toothpaste will make it more challenging
For your teeth.
for you, because now you don't have any of that antibacterial effect.
Nice one.
Yes.
Now, I'm going to read some comments that are coming in. And you people, I really enjoy the fact that you are catching up with this. So Paul is saying oral health is essential before it catches up with you. Yeah, sure. You need to take care of it. Samuel Wambua Musawi is saying, we just don't need water. We need safe and clean water. There is need. We also protect our natural water catchment areas. That is so nice. Our pastor, Reverend Elijah, is saying great insight on oral health, and thanks to our guest and Nemo, thank you. Those are some of the comments that are coming in, and if you have any question, we would like to answer it here before we get to wrap up. But before we do, I'm tempted to ask. I'm not tempted, truthfully. I just need to ask. Then, when it comes to our teeth, is there's this thing. You've told us that we can brush oftenly in the night,
Yes.
and oftentimes, kama una bounce asubuhi,
Yes.
si usiku.
Yes.
Is there a relationship between the mouth odor
Yes.
and the teeth, especially in the morning?
Absolutely.
Uh-huh.
I mean, if you brush your teeth at night, you can try it as an experiment.
Okay.
Of course, brush and floss.
Okay.
People also forget to floss.
So there's
Remember-
need to floss.
Yes.
Why
there's
do you
need to
floss before we go on?
We floss because the toothbrush does not clean between the teeth. Yes,
Okay.
it doesn't clean between the teeth. So we must also remove any food that's stuck between the teeth. So if you brush your teeth at night and remove all the food that got stuck there in the morning, and you clean your tongue, then most times you will not have morning breath.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. However, other causes of morning breath, people with uncontrolled gum disease
Oh.
will have morning breath. So if you have not been to the dentist and the gum disease has not been treated, the bacteria that cause gum disease usually will cause a very strong smell. We call it halitosis. That bad breath is called halitosis.
Halitosis.
Yes.
Okay.
If for children also, if they don't brush their tongue, you have take a lot of milk, for example, it's common to have morning breath. Even for adults, tea, especially milk tea.
Oh.
Yes.
The
that
milk
white
and the
layer
tea. Yeah.
on your tongue.
Uh-huh.
If you sleep and wake up in the morning, by morning you will have
Kijasho
yeah, exactly. You'll have
It's going to meet
you'll
us.
have morning breath. However, there are also digestive issues.
Okay. That's cool.
Gastritis. Gastritis can cause morning breath, a characteristic smell.
Okay.
So if we have ruled out oral and we notice maybe having issues with your tummy, that can also cause you to have that kind of morning breath.
So what you're telling us, Doc, is
Yes.
that if today we decide that you've told us, you've given us a challenge actually, go try brushing and flossing tonight and see. So if you notice that there's still breath, maybe you need to go get checked up for gum issues.
Yes.
And also, if you rule out that, then maybe. So basically, unatibu tu watu hapa generally, what in a holistic manner.
Yes.
But Eunice Ombo is saying that, Doc, thank you for the information. She's saying, actually, I now know more about health. And as we are about to wind up, I'm asking, is there a way that one can, why is it running away now? The question had really was on my fingertips. But before we even wind up, I need to ask, Doc, is there one way or another that you can lead us to understand much about our teeth? And this is the question: how often should we visit the dentists? Especially
Yes.
the children, because we need to bring out children that are strong with their teeth.
Yes.
How often do we get to take them to the dentist?
Yes. So we normally say in most professional associations that deal with children actually recommend that children should see the dentist as soon as their first tooth appears. That's a bit,
Are you talking about that one?
that's a bit extreme because that's about 6 to 7 months.
Yeah,
They get their first
and some
Yes.
even get their teeth
Yes.
as early as 4 months.
Yes, yes. The reason for that, for me, I would say at least by their first birthday.
Okay.
The reason being, we want to start to teach the parent how to care for the teeth.
Okay.
What are you doing right? What are you not doing right? Which toothbrush can I use? How do I care for my my infant's teeth? Then how can I care for my toddler's teeth? Because as soon as the teeth appear, you're actually supposed to start to clean them. You wipe them even with a soft cloth, just to make sure even if they're still breastfeeding or even if they're using
The
a milk
milk.
bottle, they're not getting decay. So that's information that we give them when they come. Then as more teeth appear, we start to show them how to clean those teeth. The toothbrush to use, there are different toothpastes, of course. Children's toothpaste have different quantities of fluoride,
yeah.
because until they are able to spit, we normally encourage you to avoid. By about 2, they are able to spit.
Yeah.
Or you can use a very low level fluoride toothpaste, or use a very small amount, like a smear, just enough to clean the teeth.
Must I use the toothpaste at the particular age?
We normally encourage, once they have their back molars, to use toothpaste.
Okay.
A bit of toothpaste.
Okay.
So it normally starts as a smear.
Okay.
Napaka tu kidogo. Ni ile tu ni kama sabuni, just to clean them nicely.
Okay.
Then as they move past 2-3 years, you can use a little bit more once they are able to spit,
Okay.
to spit better. So that's the reason we encourage children to come in early. For adults, as we have said, many people have run away from the dentist. They only come when there's a problem.
When there's a major problem.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
Curative dentistry is very expensive.
Yeah, sure.
I would like to repeat that. Curative dentistry is very expensive.
It's an arm and
It
a
is
leg.
very expensive.
Yeah.
Preventive dentistry is very affordable.
Okay.
So what I normally recommend is get a thorough diagnosis, know your teeth, know what is working, know what is not working. We, as professionals, will help you to work up to a point where at least you are stable. Then from there, we normally will make you a custom follow-up. So there are patients who come every 6 months. There are some who come even 3 months because they are a bit elderly now. They can't even clean properly, so we have to support them.
Yeah.
There are some who we recommend that they come and see us after 1 year.
Okay.
There are others who even after 2 years. So it is customized.
It's dependent on...
Yes. Once you are healthy, then the frequency of your visits will be determined by what the doctor sees. If there's no need to do anything, they'll just tell you, come back next year.
Okay.
If there's nothing, we say glory to God.
We thank God.
Yes,
He's
actually,
the
that's
good
our
Lord.
joy.
The good Lord has
Exactly.
given us our
Yes,
teeth
yes,
until
yes.
God knows when.
Yes, yes.
Now,
Yes.
one thing of digressing, here's me digressing. Is there a relationship between teeth and the pregnancy? Because the number of people you'll hear, me niling'oa meno when I was in this stage. Is there a relationship? Or it is in the head?
Yeah, yes. Actually, it's just that maybe we don't emphasize as much. And when the ANC clinic is done, they are supposed to actually recommend the mothers to come to the dental department so that we can educate them on proper diet, on proper oral hygiene. Okay. Remember, as the baby is developing, you are also using up a lot of your nutrients.
Yeah, sure.
There's a lot of change in your diet as well. In the first trimester, many ladies wanna have morning sickness, so they are gagging, so maybe they're not brushing properly.
Okay.
So you see, so they develop dental decay, gum disease also. There are common problems to start to get bleeding gums during pregnancy because there are also hormonal changes that increase blood flow to the gums.
Yeah, sure.
So what I normally say is your teeth in pregnancy will just be an exaggeration of your previous state.
Oh.
Yes. If the mouth was not healthy,
Okay.
you will start to notice the problems more.
Okay.
That's what we see.
Because there's so many other things that are happening in your body.
Yes, there's an initial element of neglect, maybe in the first 3 months, if they're not aware. Then there are different things. The nutrition changes, maybe the diet changes, habits change. Then progressively, you start to see those problems really coming up. Becoming more severe.
That is so awesome.
Yes.
I have taken home a lot. And trust you me, I'll still hold on the dog to know much more. How about you? Are you willing to understand this? Are you willing to get more information about it? But before we wind up, Doc, please look at the camera and let us know.
Yes.
Where can we get you if we need help from you?
Okay. You can find us at CarePoint Dental Clinic. We are at Golden Life Mall. Some people refer to it as Egerton Mall. It's off the A104 highway. We're on the 5th floor. And yes, that's where we can find us. We are happy to serve you.
Yeah.
Yes, and to help you improve your oral health. Yes.
And do we have a number that maybe we can reach you on?
You can actually reach me on my personal number, and
Okay.
I'll always connect you with the clinic.
Okay.
It's 0720-255-124.
124.
Yes.
Can we have walk-ins? let me ask for you, right? Thank
Yes,
you.
That's a good question.
Yeah. Can we have walk-ins?
We see patients on appointment.
Okay.
Reason being what I've said. There's a tendency to just treat patients, which is the problem. I address the issue.
Panadol for name.
Exactly. You just remove this one, is the one with a problem.
Yeah.
So we like to give you time, so that you tell us and we also tell you.
Okay.
And that takes time.
Basically, you want to educate.
We want to educate.
That
Yes,
is awesome.
Yes. Our motto is comprehensive dental care for the entire family. So comprehensive means everything. It's education, it's teaching, it's training, and there's also now the element of treatment. But of course, if you have an emergency, we do our best to see you. So don't think that walk-ins mean we don't handle emergencies. We can organize special appointments either early morning or if we are very booked, late evening, we'd be happy to see you.
Okay.
So that should not make you shy away.
So basically ensuring our viewers that hata akikujio walk-in,
Yes.
bado atapata services ya kuambiwa
Yes.
unajua nini mami
Yes.
ama
Yes.
daddy,
Yes.
we can have you at this
Yes.
particular time.
Yes.
A question that is really has been asked here, and I
Yes.
think it is wise to ask it before we really wrap it up.
Yes.
Someone is asking, are there minerals that we can use to ensure that our teeth, our gum stay in the correct order?
For now, I think that's a maybe future research will give us more.
Okay.
For now, the one we have had for the last century is fluoride. Fluoride has been the magic bullet against decay. It is the one element that has been shown to have those effects.
Okay.
So hopefully in the future, there are some products I know that contain casein. It's a milk derivative, but it's calcium phosphate. It's a compound, okay, which has also been shown to help with remineralization.
Okay.
Yeah, it's available. It's in Kenya. It's not available over the counter,
Okay.
But you can get it through a dentist.
Okay.
For patients who have severe decays, very severe sensitivity, sometimes we have to use that.
Okay.
So it's an area that we need more research on. We need more
More
there are
resources.
things out there, yes, that
To
can
go
help.
out there and
Yes.
dive deeper.
Yes.
Mugoro Graphics is saying that is very educative, Doc. I think people out here are really rallying up for you. We need to have you on set more often so that you can come in and educate us more. But another question that has come in just right now, Judy Moshere is saying it is very insightful. They're getting to learn a lot. The sensitivity, is it in any way relational to any problem that you've mentioned?
Yes.
Because you get some people say, hey, me maji baridi. I can't stand cold water in my mouth. Or the vice versa. I can stand hot water in my mouth. Is there in any way relational?
Yes. Sensitivity is multifactorial, just as you have said. If you have very deep cavities, you will have a lot of sensitivity.
Yeah.
If you have advanced gum disease, there are those who will get sensitivity.
Okay.
Then there are also those who have what we call toothbrush abrasion.
Toothbrush abrasion.
These are people who buy the hardest toothbrush in the supermarket
Ndio itoe ile kitu yenye uli.
and they scrub. They
Aneka
scrub
ugali
and
yake yote
scrub
hapo.
and scrub and scrub. And actually among patients over 40 in my clinical practice, that is actually the commonest cause of sensitivity.
Okay.
Overbrushing. Yes, it's actually.
So there is something called overbrushing.
Overbrushing, yes. Poor brushing technique and poor toothbrush choice.
Okay.
So this causes very severe sensitivity. So sensitivity, remember, is because the tooth has an outer shell, which we call the enamel. The layer underneath is a bit yellowish in color. We call it dentine. Dentine is what causes sensitivity when it is exposed. So when you hear about things like Sensodyne, those are addressing dentine hypersensitivity.
Okay.
But we must know the root cause, because everyone says you just go to the supermarket and buy Sensodyne.
By the many times I've used that advert for my advantage.
Yes.
Sensodyne, and then I go buy, and then the sensitivity is still there.
It works, but it requires you to know what the root cause of the sensitivity is.
Okay.
So there's no off-the-shelf solution. If you have a cavity, it needs to be addressed. If you have severe abrasions, sometimes we actually need to seal those abrasions. Then you will now start to get some relief and to use the desensitizing toothpaste, for example. So sensitivity is multifactorial, and it causes a lot of discomfort to many people.
To many people.
Yes, it causes quite
and
some
actually
discomfort.
it's a whole headache.
Oh, yes. It does affect the quality of life of many people.
So the comments are really streaming in. We are way past time, but the comments are still streaming in, and William is saying very good information. You people, I need you to ask questions. Use the doctor well when he's here. You're not paying, and then when you go there, you'll automatically cough some good money. And what he has said is curative is very expensive, but preventative is something that is affordable. So please use the doctor well right now. Mothoni Gishero is saying very informative discussion. I hope it is taking a new turn to your life, and you are indeed going to take care of your teeth, because after this conversation, I want us to go look onto our teeth as vessels of honor also. Remember, the same way we are told in the Bible that our bodies are the temple of the Holy Spirit, it did not only seclude some parts and other parts were left to be led anyhow they need. So the same reason, the same way, please allow your teeth to be a temple of the Holy Spirit. If you take care of your teeth, you're going to take care of your smile. And if you take care of your smile, automatically it will give you heightened self-confidence. So, Doc, any parting shot that you do have for us before we wrap it up?
Yeah, I think you said it well. There's a huge element of stewardship.
Yeah.
There are those maybe because of where they grew up, as we have said in Nakuru, maybe you have a bad start. You already have fluorosis. So we empathize with those. But for us who God has blessed with good teeth, just as you said, we have an obligation to be good stewards.
Yeah, sure.
We get sometimes people coming with very high expectations. But we always remind them, you also need to do your job. Yeah. With this work, we are partnering with you. We are not.
It's a partnership.
It's a partnership.
Yeah.
We are trying to help you preserve your health so that you can have the life that God intended for you to have.
Awesome.
So thank you for that. I think that what you have said is so true. Stewardship is key.
Okay.
Even to our oral health.
Thank you.
Yes.
There you have it, our viewers. I hope this segment has turned your life a new leaf, has given you a new leaf. Until tomorrow, same time, same place, it has been me, Wairimu Gashoya. See you then.